What's up, everybody? This is Ingram. I am one of the Minecrafters, and today we are going to do a mod spotlight on a really cool mod called Archimedes Ships. Now, this mod is so cool. It was actually added to our Platinum Donor server just the other day, and it's basically what it does is it allows you to build, finally, it allows you to build ships, flying ships, floating ships, poop ships if you wanted, all sorts of stuff. It turns whatever you build, this thing that I'm standing at right now is a build that I did. It's a Zepplin, which, I mean, just change my view here. This build was completely influenced by Corrales. He makes awesome set of Let's Build videos, and Corrales, thank you, man. You are awesome. This was totally inspired by you. I didn't go quite as crazy as you did on your lower area there. That sounded wrong. But this was the Zepplin steampunk build, and I threw it together the other day. As soon as we added that on, I was like, oh man, this thing's gonna be flipping sweet. So basically what you're looking at, Corrales, you built one that was stationary. I took your idea and built you one that is actually flyable. Or before we actually get into flying this thing, I want to show you what lets you fly, because I know you're going to go run off and build this, build one of these and not have any idea how to make it fly. So let's cover that really, really quick. The recipe is so it's almost cheaty how simple it is. You make this thing called the ship marker. Just like that, there's your recipe. There's only 5 things added by the mod: floaters, ship markers, air balloons, measurement gauges. Measurement gauges don't do anything. They just kind of wiggle when your boat's moving. Floaters just make your boat float higher. They're not required when it's in the water. And air balloons are actually required for making your thing fly. Both of these take wool, and the recipe, again, look how simple these recipes are. It's almost kind of overpowered, but use different colored wool in both of these to change the actual color of the floater and air balloon. I just used the standard white because I think it looked pretty good, but if I had used black wool, these would all be black, something like that. I could do black and cyan to make it a little bit more Minecrafter-ish. And then basically what you do is you build your boat, slap the ship marker down, and let me see, this is right, just right click it, and it turns your boat into a movable entity. Oh yeah, flipping sweet. This thing is completely and utterly mobile. I'm moving this thing just with my W, A, S, and D keys, and if I go in one direction, movement is a little clumsy because your boat looks like it will fit through someplace, there are still actual blocks. There's like a block buffer around the boat so that your boat can't get stuck into places. And the faster you go in a single direction, if you look at the lava source up there, you can see it's kind of taking down faster. The boat will go faster and faster and faster the faster we go. The total speed is actually configurable in the config file. The acceleration, unfortunately, is not, because this thing is really slow. To dismount, you're going to want to try and align not be at an angle, you're going to align your boat, and then just go ahead and, again, right click. And you see you just kind of pop back in there. And now we are 200 blocks away from where we were. So cool. Floater blocks, these guys up here, are required to make your, if you want to make an airship like my Zepplin here, if you want to make the thing fly, you're going to actually have to use floater blocks. They need to be, by default, 40% of the boat has to be floater blocks. So what you're looking at right now is my boat is 1,964 blocks. I have 578 floater blocks on there, so it's actually only 30%, and that's because that 40% ratio is configurable in the config file. So this is extremely cool. You saw how simple that was. I mean, it's just like it's literally just slap this thing on there, and this thing is completely freaking mobile. That's just so cool, so cool. And these have been bombing around the server since we added this. Oh, very important keys. Your Z key will allow your boat to go down. We'll take a look at that. I had a problem with this one. Make sure your Z is a very common key, so make sure you don't have anything that conflicts with it. But Z will actually let your boat go down, and X will let your boat go up, which is pretty cool. another important thing to note is that sometimes things get shifted in flight. For example, these are drawbridges which were added by the Tinker's Construct mod. They would make a gangway that would go all the way out, so I could park it next to my platform over there. But they either keep their rotation or don't keep their rotation. One of the two happens. So when you rotate your boat around, they kind of get screwed up. Just something to be watch out for. Also notice that entities convert into non-functioning versions of themselves. See how those night ore over there? They're currently on fire. These torches are currently on fire. Watch what happens. They disappear. So all the blocks get turned into like statics, paused versions of themselves. You can't have anything running while this boat's going. You can't like set a TNT set up to drop TNT at regular intervals. It will actually get disabled. It gets paused, which kind of sucks, but at least you get to float this thing around, right? Woo! For those of you who want to get chummy with all your buddies, the 1.62 or 4 version of this mod actually adds passenger seats, so you can add some buddies. We're just going to take a look really quick at the difference between the floater blocks. We've taken a look at the balloon blocks. Let's take a final look really quick at floater blocks. These two boats use the exact same number of blocks. One of them is built entirely out of wood, and the other one's built entirely out of floater blocks, just to prove a point. Now if we... this is a little hard to do in this third person. I apologize. What? Grab our little ship marker here. Whee! And now we can drive around. This thing is completely mobile. It will stick to things. So those are clay blocks. There's a list of blocks that ships will not stick to. So what I've done is I've created my docks here actually have little clay block bumpers, so that if I were to park my ship against them, cannot decompile. There we go. I'm going to back it up a little bit. If I park my ship against that, it's not going to try and move it. So, which is important. If I were to say park this thing against, here we can actually do that with this one. This one's made entirely out of floaters. This is just to prove a point. Floaters are not required for water boats. They just allow your boat to come higher in the air. But this is the danger of touching the wall. You can't always plop through when the thing uncompiles. But watch, now if I try and do this, cannot create a vehicle with more than 3,200 blocks. And the reason for that is very simply, this thing tried to join with these blocks. So if I were to get rid of all this crap, now our boat is drivable again. So just watch out for that. Take a look at the config file to see what blocks are available. Remember that C is a good key for slowing your boat down. It's actually like a brake. So you have W, A, S, and D are your movement keys. C is your brake, and Z and X are your down and up keys, respectively. The only other thing, if we take a look at these measurement gauges, I'll just put both of them down here. Again, as I said, or maybe did I say that? They don't do anything. They just kind of like, as you're moving, see the little gauges move. They little, wow, cool. And then decompile. Boom, we're good. That's it. Freaking awesome. You can make floating Zeppelins. Go watch Corrales' Let's Build, and you can learn how to build one of these. Like I said, this is modified, so if you don't like the design, don't blame me. Corrales' design is pretty cool. But there you go. Guys, that is Archimedes mod. It has been added to our mod pack, so if you're watching this and you are one of the Platinum donors, you can now build these, and now you'll know how. If you don't know how to do this, if you want to get all information on this mod, take a look at our website, theminecrafters.com. And there is all sorts of information on this mod that will get you going. It'll kind of explain in words what we just went over here, and it'll also give you download links. So make sure to check that out, theminecrafters.com. That is provided in the description of this video. Guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully this was helpful, insightful, inspiring, awesome. Hopefully you liked my Zepplin design. If you did, give a shout out to Corrales for teaching me how to build this. Freaking awesome. Awesome dude. And Balcondur Alpha, I really should have mentioned his name before this. He is the awesome guy who actually designed the Archimedes Ships mod. So we definitely want to thank him for that as well. Guys, thanks for watching. This has been another Mod Spotlight by theminecrafters.com. I am Ingram, signing out. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay poised.